You don't get the revenue without the bumps and bruises in your business. You don't get the really top employees that feel like fun collaborators to work with without the bumps and bruises, without first going through some bad ones and learning how to be a leader. There's not a single part of your life where you look at others. How did they become friends? How did they get on that trip? Why is their business making so money? How did they get that house? How did they get that car? Because they were willing to take the bumps and bruises and they didn't keep themselves out of the game.
Welcome, everybody, to the Chris Harder Show, where we are making you unapologetic about your pursuit of success, knowing that when good people like you make good money, they can then do great things. My name is Chris Harder, and several times per week, I will bring you epic guests, solo episodes, and every single tool, trick, and skill set you need to grow your business, grow your money mindset, and to grow your wealth to levels that you have never reached before. I've ended up in a unique place in life where I've got the experience, the connections, and all of the secrets that it takes to be successful. And I'm lifting the curtain to reveal it all to you in an effort to help put you in a position of abundance so great that you can then be as generous as possible. So let's lock arms and let's get started.
And we're back
with another episode of He Said, She Said.
We have such an awesome topic to talk about today, but we have to start by acknowledging some of the awesome wins that are happening in our Mentor Collective Mastermind. That's the mastermind for anyone that has a business earning $50,000 to $500,000 and is looking to break that $500,000 mark. You guys, here are some of the awesome things that are happening from brand new people that are just joining. A woman named Ashley went from averaging $7,000 a month before she joined to averaging $30,000 a month just 2 months into the program. Think about that. That is 4xing her revenue. That is absolutely insane. Somebody else said, oh my God, I'm so grateful for being a part of MCM. In my very first call, I got more value in the 2-hour call than I got in the last 4 years anywhere else. Like, let that sink in. Going from 7K to 30K a month, or getting more value compared to anywhere else that you've ever coached in your first call compared to 4 years of coaching. This is why we built it. It's Lori and I and our incredible coaches that we put on salary for your benefit, rolling up our sleeves, doing everything we can to work on your business with weekly calls, with unlimited one-on-one coaching by you just going in and asking the coaches. We have designed the best program ever. Now, it's not open right now, but if you want to get on the wait list, and this is very important, this isn't like I'll do it later. It is crucial to be in the front of the wait list because we can only take a few people at a time when we do this. So if you want a spot, right now, hit pause and go to loriharder.com/mentor and put yourself on the wait list real quick. We'll be here when you get back. Seriously, right now, hit pause, go to loriharder.com/mentor. That is loriharder.com/mentor. Put yourself on a wait list, takes 10 seconds, and come back and listen to this episode because that mastermind will change your life if you're trying to get to $500,000 and above.
Yeah, we're so excited. And today we want to talk to you about how life is literally a full contact sport.
This is really where it came from. We're on a walk this morning and we're just talking about life and business and how you can just kick your ass and leave you with bumps and bruises and sore. Like, picture if you played football right now. If you went out and played 4 quarters of football right now, I don't care what your age is, you're gonna wake up the next day and like, oh, you're so sore. And like, where'd this cut come? Where'd this bruise come from? You know, how did I sprain my wrist? Whatever it might be. This sounds like me playing pickleball actually next day. And life and your business are two in the same. They're both full contact sports.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this. Relationships, there's no way to get a good relationship or new friendships without going through the hard stuff. Like, honestly, finding new friends in your, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever it is so freaking weird and so hard. Like, because you have to go through probably, sometimes you get one good friend date, then it's a weird one. Then you're like, this just feels so hard. Do I have to go again? Do we have to hang out? Like, there's so many different things that you don't realize that in order to make a great relationship, you have to be there through the good stuff, the hard stuff, the boring stuff, the challenging stuff, maybe the things that you're like, oh God, I don't know if I agree with that. Oh, do I feel like confronting this person about this conversation? Is this worth moving through? Like, in order to have friendships, you got to take the bumps, the bruises, the putting yourself out there. And you know what? It's not always something Chris and I want to do at all. Like, we would rather stay in a lot of nights. But then if you want friendships, guess what you have to do? You have to go hang out with people and see them and keep it regular and consistent. So when people see us with our friend groups, there's a lot of times that we're exhausted from the week or we're exhausted from whatever it is that we're going through. But we also put a massive value on friendships, and we would be so lonely and so sad without them that we're like, okay, just go and do the thing. And so again, when I'm thinking of sports, you literally cannot get any of the wins ever without being in the game. So if you're sitting on the bench and watching and you're feeling sad about it and you're like, watching the other people out on the field, even though they're getting tackled and they're getting pummeled, but then you get really jealous when they score a touchdown. That's what's happening in life. We are watching people online and we're getting super jealous of when they are, they're with all their friends, they're out there having these amazing dinners, or they're hanging out, or they're getting these different wins in business. It is because they are on the field and they're also taking the tackles nonstop.
There is nothing worthwhile in life that you will earn without getting a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. And by the way, you can skip the bumps and bruises, but you don't get the trophy. You don't get the win. You don't get the accolades. You don't get the relationship. You don't get the money. You don't get the business. You don't get the fulfillment. You don't get anything unless you go out and get the bumps and bruises. If you are single, we have a lot of single friends. You don't get to go find the partner without some terrible bumps and bruises along the way. If you want a better family relationship, like, gosh, why aren't we all getting together on this holiday? You don't get to receive that without also doing the bad parts that come along with making sure you're there for family. If you want better friendships, guys, I do this. There are so many evenings. So I'm an introvert. I like staying in at home after work. We do our evening dog walk. I just want to put my feet up and recover a little bit. And yet I'll have typically 1 or 2 dinner dates, or whatever you want to call them, during the week when I don't feel like leaving the house, when I don't feel like getting dressed, because I'm building and maintaining friendships. And yet now I've got an awesome roster of friendships. You don't get the revenue without the bumps and bruises in your business. You don't get the really top employees that feel like fun collaborators to work with without the bumps and bruises, without first going through some bad ones and learning how to be a leader. There's not a single part of your life where you look at others. And I think what Lori said is so important when you're on Instagram, when you're on TikTok, when you're watching people's social media, like, how did they become friends? How did they get on that trip? Why is their business making so money? How did they get that house? How did they get that car? Because they were willing to take the bumps and bruises and they didn't keep themselves out of the game. You can keep yourself out of the game if you'd like. Like, that is an option. You can stay off the field. You can not sign up for the sport. You can stay on the bench. That is absolutely an option. But then don't complain because you got your nice little tidy, safe body, right? No bumps and bruises, but don't complain when you don't have any family, money, the house, the car, the accolades, the notoriety, the audience, any of it.
So you and I were also talking this morning on the walk, like, you and I together, we really, really believe throughout the years that as a team, like, you can't rely on me solely for your happiness.
Nope.
I can't rely on you solely for my happiness. We know so many parents, or we've heard so many parents in the past who are like, man, we have a lot of friends who had children because they thought the kids were going to make them happy. And now we have a lot of people who say your kids can't even make you happy.
No.
Like, it is a full inside job. It is a full contact sport just to make yourself happy.
Wow. Your self-relationship.
And so it's not only about these external relationships, which I actually think are outside of self-relationship and relationship to God. Those are one and the same to me, that you need to have both of those things in play in order to feel fulfilled in life. And so when we're looking at the things that maybe if Chris and I are like, oh, I'm just not feeling happy, it's like, okay, well, where am I not willing to put on the pads and get out on the field and get tackled? Like, there is some points in your life where sometimes you're like, oh, I just need it. I just need a break. Like, I just need a hot second to myself. And yes, that's true. And sometimes you need that time out, but you have to get back in the game, or these relationships and these things that you want are going to expire. It's something that it takes full-time work. It takes full-time work to have a full life that you love. It's funny. I was just talking to someone whom I'm like, man, this guy has so much freaking energy. He's always happy. He's literally just like a ball of happy energy. How does he do it? And I asked him, and he's like, oh, it's a choice. I am so busy, but it's with things and people that I love. And he's like, and I choose it. And I choose to look at it as fulfillment. And I want these relationships and I want these people in my life all the time. And he's like, sometimes it feels like too much, but it's better than the alternative. And so I think we're always playing with needing to look at, okay, if I wasn't doing this, how would I actually feel and what life would I have? Because I think we're always either going to feel a little overwhelmed and maybe a little maxed out of what we need to be doing and keeping up with, or we're going to feel a little depressed and a little bit lonely. It's really hard to find that in between. But I think that, if you are going back to the NFL, I can imagine they feel sore all the time. But I can also imagine they wouldn't trade that for the world. Like they wouldn't trade what they get to experience in life for the world.
Honestly, whether you sit out or whether you play the game, you're going to have different types of bumps and bruises.
For sure.
Choose your bumps and bruises wisely. And remember this, not a single person who's won any championship ever did it without a coach and without a great team around them. Go check out Mentor Collective. Get in the front of the line. Trust me, this is what can help lift you up and help save you or help you recover quicker from some of those expensive, time-consuming, heartbreaking bumps and bruises. Go check that out at loriharder.com/mentor.
All right, we're so grateful for you guys, and we will talk to you next week. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening. And if you loved this episode and know of someone else who is as successful as they are generous, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world to me if you help me get this cause and this message out to as many listeners as I can. So please, if you liked what you heard, it goes a long way if you take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review and share this with your friends. I'll be forever grateful. And until the next episode, cheers to your success.